Oh, hi, I'm Kay, and my favorite show is on.
Previously on Alan Wake.
Not even our competitor's best battery can match the power of Energizer.
I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
The Lincoln family of luxury SUVs.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
Proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon.
I love gaming.
Alan Wake is a video game in a TV show format. Developed by Remedy, the people behind Max Payne 1 and 2, which I've covered, and it was okay. Alan Wake began its development shortly after Max Payne 2 around 2003, and was planned to have an open world similar to that of GTA.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
2 years later, at E3 2005, they showed off the game behind closed doors, and gained the interest of Microsoft, who partnered with Remedy in 2006 to publish the game exclusively on the Xbox 360. By 2009, the game was done and being polished, and then a year later was released in May of 2010 and was positively received by critics and fans. Getting into the game itself, you start off driving. Jesus Christ, good shit, Alan.
He was dead.
From there, your only objective is to make it to a lighthouse, and you begin the tutorial sequence. This is actually an admittedly good tutorial, doing a good job to teach you the gameplay loop, which I found pretty cool at first. Making people vulnerable with your light like you're playing Luigi's Mansion, running away from a weird-ass tornado, and talking to... God?
You are hurt. You should go into the light. You are only safe there.
Who can rebuild staircases like this is a Lego game? Doesn't make sense, but neither does the rest of the game. The whole section has a fantastic atmosphere, and that can honestly be said for the entire game. It has a great world and great atmosphere. After the tutorial, you wake up in your Lincoln SUV. Be sure to buy your Lincoln Navigator today, only $76,000. Get introduced to some characters that'll be in the game later. Go through your first QTE. Alright, this is a nitpick and I'm just bitching a bitch. But do we really need this QTE? Do we? No is the correct answer. No, we don't. Then this creepy lady appears out of thin air and hands you some keys and you just... trust them. No questions asked. You trust them. And you just look at them weird and say...
Thanks.
So you listen to her, because you're dumb and a protagonist, go to the cabin, and plot twist, you shouldn't have done that because now everything's fucked. I won't spoil exactly what happens because I barely know myself, but it's really cool and mindfucky. And the events that happen in that cabin begins the main plot point of the game, which overall was pretty good. By far the best part of the game is its story, which is good because I really enjoy a good story. The game has a great plot, characters, and like I mentioned earlier, world and atmosphere. It's too bad that the rest of the game is repetitive garbage. So the BS at the cabin happens and you wake up in a car crash because fuck it, why not? Thus ending all the exposition and starting the actual game. The main gameplay loop in this game consists of these weird possessed dudes called the Taken. They're invincible and immune to bullets, and the only way you could actually hurt them is by pointing your flashlight at them for a few seconds until their invincibility goes away. When I played this for the first time, I actually thought this light mechanic was really cool. Killing the Taken was fun and the gunplay was really satisfying.
Damn, this gameplay's fun!
1 hour later.
Still fun.
2 hours later.
It's fun, but when are they gonna change things up?
3 hours later.
When the fuck are they gonna change things up?
The problem with Alan Wake's gameplay loop is that, sure, it's fun for like a fucking hour, but this game is 10 hours long. This gameplay loop gets so fucking boring so fucking fast, and what sucks even more is that this game insists upon making this the only gameplay. Other than shooting these guys, there's literally nothing else here. What, does this fucking bridge puzzle count? I sure fucking hope not. The only real thing to spice up combat is a handful of unique enemy types. And what I mean by that is instead of the normal size Taken that die in 3 bullets, you have these fat guys who take 6 bullets to die instead. And then you have the most boring enemy type of all, these guys who just run like the Flash. They're cool at first, but you quickly realize how boring they really are. All fighting these guys bogs down to is shine your flashlight at them, wait for 15 seconds until they decide to slow down, shine your light at them, and then wait 15 more seconds until they decide to slow down. Boring, repetitive, and it doesn't help that sometimes these enemies decide to spawn literally out of fucking nowhere and you can't do jack shit about it. And if they're not spawning out of thin air, they're standing perfectly fucking still waiting for you to kill them. Or if they get too close, well then they'll just shove you forever. But don't worry, this game has 2 more enemy types up its sleeve. The first is crows that die in 1 hit. And the final enemy type is inanimate fucking objects. You've got a spooky barrel, a spooky pipe, a spooky door, or a spooky bulldozer. And all of these objects have the stupidest hitboxes in human history.
Ah, shit, yeah. How the fuck?
So how do you defeat these objects? Well, you shine your light at them for like 30 goddamn decades until they decide to disintegrate. And it doesn't help that the light shining mechanic, just like everything else, gets old real fucking quick, considering that your flashlight has the shittiest battery life in the history of flashlights. Why is that? Oh! That's why! Speaking of that, let's just move on to the amount of fucking sponsorships this game has. Apparently, all the sponsorships in this game have been removed in the remaster, but I don't care anymore. I'm annoyed and I want to talk about it. So before I get properly into this, here's a TV that just shows straight up commercials. I'm not joking.
Want access to thousands of applications? Verizon Wireless has you covered.
So you start off the game driving a Lincoln car, remember? Only $71,000 at your local dealership. Better pick it up fast before it's gone. Then Alan proudly shows off his Verizon phone. Yeah, buddy, I would not be showing that off if I were you.
Alan, I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me.
Yep, that's Verizon for you. Then you got Energizer on the floor, Energizer on the tables, Energizer in your flashlight, and Energizer in motherfucking goddamn emergency kits. Side note, but in what fucking dimension would you ever need Energizer batteries and a first aid kit?
Oh, shit. Ah, crap. I can't believe I just shot myself. Oh. Oh, fuck. Oh, that feels so much better.
And the last sponsorship that I can remember is driving a Ford truck on the second mission that got fucking stuck here while I was trying to drive off this ramp. Woo-hoo! Going through a bunch of bodies in my Ford truck. Alright, maybe Ford wasn't the best brand for this. Yeah, you occasionally get to drive in this game, when the game wants you to, because from what I'm looking at, there's literally perfectly fine cars everywhere. But no, I'm not allowed to drive right now because the designers didn't want me to. But in this section, oh, of course, go on any car you want. You could drive all of these. For 5 minutes before they decide to block off the roads and make you get out of your car and go on foot. The few times you do actually get to drive in this game, it's pretty fun just ramming through everyone. But they found a way to ruin this too because the cars have the stiffest controls ever. I did get used to it over time, but that doesn't mean it's good. But it isn't that big a deal considering that, like I mentioned earlier, the game will find any goddamn excuse to get you out of your car and make you proceed on foot to extend the game's short-ass length. Either by random-ass roadblocks so you can't drive anymore, or having Alan get into 3 fucking car crashes and survive all of them a-okay except for only a scab on his forehead, or, and this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life, your friends that are in a fucking helicopter just leaving you stranded on the ground.
We managed to lose the flock. You're almost at the power plant. Keep going. We'll give you support.
Why can't you just come down here and let me get into the fucking helicopter? And it doesn't help that Alan has the worst stamina in the history of running. The door is open, Alan. Run. You've got a 500-pounder chasing after you. Run, 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 run. You fucking idiot. Anyways, let's move on to the final mission. And don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything important. Just a handful of dumb moments. So you start off watching the most poorly acted talk show interview ever.
I've been talking with the best-selling author Alan Wake about his new book, The Sudden Stop.
Yeah, good read. Go buy it. No, it is a good read. Look, I'm gonna be honest here. Is that wise?
Then you start the actual mission and go through this bridge which is just filled with inanimate objects that want you dead. Fuck this entire section. I fucking hated it. You can't just one-shot me like that! Then it's time to fight the Flash. Remember the Flash, the enemy where you'd shine your light at them, then have to wait 14 decades until you can do it again? Well, here they are. 3 of them. Enjoy. Then you go through some more boring BS. I don't fucking know. These missions are all 2 goddamn hours long and so fucking boring and repetitive that I'd rather drag my penis through a fucking coal mine than play them again. And then it's time for the final boss. Don't worry, I won't spoil what it is. Just know it's pathetic. And then the ending. I mentioned earlier that I liked the story. Too bad that the ending is fucking garbage. I won't spoil anything, and even if I wanted to spoil it, I wouldn't be able to because I don't even know what the fuck happened. Apparently the DLC's ending is a little more satisfying, but I don't have the fucking willpower to play any more of this game. I beat the main story, I was unsatisfied, I am done.
Yeah, so Alan Wake, not for me. Clearly some people like it though with its Metacritic review score. I don't understand the appeal, but you know what? If you're one of those people, good for you. But for me, this game is just way too repetitive. The number one turnoff for me in a game is repetition. And this game has so much of it that I got bored of it way too fast. The only thing keeping me going was the interesting story, and even that ended up disappointing me. To me, it's not a very good game, but clearly there's an audience for it. So if you're a fan of games like Quantum Break or Control, then maybe check it out. I wouldn't recommend it though. Well, I think I said everything that I want to say. Oh, except that this video is brought to you by...
Has this ever happened to you?
I fallen and I can't get up.
Try undisclosed battery brand.
My bones and ligaments are healed.
Ever need a booster to your cup of coffee to start the day? Try undisclosed battery brand.
I'm wide awake.
Unable to satisfy your partner in bed? Try undisclosed battery brand.
I used to never be able to make love with a woman, but that was until I used undisclosed battery brand. And now I have to pay child support.
Buy your box of undisclosed battery brand today.
Thanks, undisclosed battery brand. Thanks, undisclosed battery brand. Thanks, undisclosed battery brand.
Some of the examples shown in this video may not be accurate. We are not responsible for any injuries, illnesses, poisonings, or deaths. Please do not ask a doctor about undisclosed battery brand cause he'll look at you like you're a fucking idiot. Please do not consume undisclosed battery brand or apply any contents within the bottle to skin. If you begin to feel sick after attempting one of the examples in this video, visit a doctor imminently. This is a joke and I'm not sponsored by any brands. Please don't sue me, Energizer. I'm just trying to make a funny video. Energizer is a great product. Go buy it. Don't sue me.